Hey guys, hey, welcome to another episode of the Film Life Vlog. So I must say that I really love Nikon cameras, and I don't have a lot of them in my collection. I have a lot of other cameras, but lately I've been really looking for Nikon cameras. The reason why I don't have a lot of them is mostly because they're quite expensive. From my experience, Nikons produce amazing images, and I find that the bodies of Nikons are so well made. They feel like a luxury. Every time I shoot with a Nikon film camera, it just feels like I'm shooting with luxurious equipment, right? So I've been looking for Nikon cameras, and I just came across a lot of, I think it was 4 Nikon automatic cameras. The person said that they are not tested, that as is. So I was quite intrigued. I was like, okay, if I'm buying this lot of Nikon cameras, there's a good chance that at least one of them would work, and that would actually make it worth my while for the amount of money that I paid for. And to have a lot of 4 of the same cameras, it's kind of a head scratcher, to be honest. It's like, who would buy the same model for 4 of them? Unless, of course, the person was a photographer and liked that camera so much, but kept on buying them as they became defective. To be honest with you, this lot that I'm going to be unboxing right now, it could end up that none of them work, or it could end up that all of them work. I'm going to keep my hopes up, but I'm cautiously optimistic. So let's just get to it and unbox these cameras right now. So this is from the States. Don't disappoint me, United States. Don't disappoint me. The packaging is a bit suspect because this box is so small for so many cameras. But when you do open it, you realize that, wait a second, this guy actually took the initiative to wrap it quite well. Even though there's not much padding on the box itself, the cameras are all packed up with bubble wrap and put into these Ziplocs, which I appreciate, so they don't move around and bang into each other. So there are 4 of these cameras. That's 2, and that's another 2, and it also came with, I think, this light meter right here, and I think there's something else that I saw in there. What is this? The manual? Okay, so let's take a closer look. They come in these wrappings, individual wrappings. I'm just gonna take this off, and okay. I mean, the body from the outside looks like there's no issues from what I can see. The mirror is intact. I mean, everything looks like it's all intact. Look at the top. That looks like it's all intact as well. And the bottom looks nice and clean. Do you actually think this will work? I have no idea. Oh, look at that. This is different. This actually, the bottom, oh. Look at that, guys. Alright, so I do have my batteries, and this whole thing actually slips out. Now that makes sense. And then this is where you place your batteries in, and then you actually fit that into this. And as you can see, it has all the directions on there for how to place the batteries in there. I mean, this is Nikon, guys. It fits so nicely in there. Okay, I just hope this works. So you do have to fit this first on those springs right there. It has to sit on top, and just like that, that fit. I don't have to worry about batteries everywhere. Okay, fingers crossed, guys. So I think I figured out what's wrong with these. It's mostly to do with the mirror in here. See? That doesn't work. Now what we're gonna do is test this theory to see if this method that I have actually works. So as you can see, the mirror is not lifting up. So what I'm gonna do is use this knife to gently, be careful not to scratch the mirror. Oops. So notice what I'm doing. So keep it up and then I'm gonna fire. Okay, now let go. I'm not sure how that happened, but now look, this actually works. And when I change the shutter speed, this is now at 1/115, and then I'm gonna move it to 1/125, see, and then to 2000, 2000. That's really fast. So this actually works well now. Now this one, however, doesn't work. Just pay attention to, see, there's a little metal here that moves, but it doesn't move the mirror. Now if I'm lucky, I may be able to fix it, so I'm just gonna fiddle around this and see if I could fix this one too. You know what, I think I may have fixed this one too. Take a look. Basically what I did was I lifted the mirror up, kept it there, and snapped. And when it snapped, I think it just reset this mechanism here that connects to the mirror. And all of a sudden, now this actually lifts normally. I think I fixed the second one. Let's try the third one. And just like that, I think I fixed this one too. And you may ask, how am I able to figure out how to fix something like this? It's because I play around with a lot of cameras, and somehow I just had a sense that this was going to work because of playing around with these cameras and having a better understanding on how these mechanisms work in there. Now just knowing that the metal piece, as you can see right there, see that metal piece right there? Just knowing that metal piece was actively engaging and yet it wasn't lifting this gave me the sense that maybe if I lifted it up and I fired, it would reconnect. And now it actually fires. Wow, that's crazy, guys. Now let go and fire. Okay, not working this time. The others worked. This one is not working. I'll try again. Hey, so this is the next day and I had to take a break last night because my kids went to sleep, and because these cameras are so loud in terms of the shutters, I decided, you know, I'm just gonna wait till the next day. But I must tell you that I was really anxious to do this, to continue this video, and I'm happy to report to you guys that each and every one of those cameras actually works pretty good right now. I'm really excited, guys. So these are 4 cameras that I picked up for a pretty good price. And that's not all, guys. In this package also was this beautiful, guys, beautiful light meter. And this is the Sekonic light meter. It does not use any batteries, which is really awesome. So that is a really valuable light meter. I already have a light meter, but this one is actually nicer, I must admit. This one I find is more sensitive to low light, and this one is also smaller and more portable, and it's just really cute, guys. It's just really cute. You could just clip this just like that, and then you can literally just hang this around your neck. See, just hangs around your neck, and it's it's a really, really good look. It's a really good look. And I'm excited, guys. Eventually I'm gonna do a review of these cameras, but for now, let's see. I'm gonna test these cameras. Automatic. That also works pretty well. Let's go straight to 1 second. Okay, that's accurate. 1 second. Let's try 1 second. Let's try that again. That's good. And bulb. Okay, so as you can see, guys, each and every one of these cameras now works. And I'm actually really proud of myself. I'm really proud of myself, guys. It took a lot of chutzpah, I guess, to be able to try to fix these myself, and even come up with the idea of holding that mirror up while I fired it, and that seemed to work. Just reconnected the mirror mechanism. I don't know exactly how that worked, but it was just my intuition to do that, and I managed to get them to work. So I guess now I have 4 working cameras. I'm not sure what I'll do with all 4 since I only really need 1. Maybe shoot with 1 and keep 1 in my collection. I'll probably sell the others. Hey, so a little bit of complication actually. When I put this lens on this camera, I noticed that all of a sudden I could not focus to infinity. And for the life of me, I could not understand why I wouldn't focus to infinity. I did many searches online to try and figure out. I even switched lenses and I was getting the same issue. So I was really racking my brain. I'm like, what is wrong with my Nikon lenses? Because none of the lenses that I tried on this camera after I fixed it, were able to focus to infinity. And I ignored it. So I was shooting my family, obviously, and I only shot them at close-up distances, like I was taking portraits mostly. Last night, I developed the film only to realize that pretty much all my shots were out of focus. So I was really like alarmed. I'm like, oh my gosh, what is going on here? Even when it seemed like it was in focus here, the images came out of focus. So I spent the whole, like, I went to sleep. It was really late. It was like 2 a.m. and I went to sleep. And when I woke up this morning, I guess I was thinking about it even in my sleep. And I woke up this morning thinking that I think there may have been some misalignment in the mirrors when I fixed the mirrors, because I sort of put pressure on them. And I thought that, you know what, I may have misaligned the mirrors. And when the mirrors are misaligned, that means the angle is misaligned, right? That means the angle is not proper, which means that even though you're seeing the same image that will be going through to the film, you've changed the angle. And once you change the angle, you're making the distances a bit messed up. And I figured that was the main cause of this out of focus issue. And I took a closer look this morning and realized that there's a screw actually on this side. There's a screw right on the back of this, which I'm gonna show you guys in a little while. That was out of place. It was the mirror was actually out of place in that little it's like a little knob that the mirror should be hooked into. And because it was out of place, this mirror was flat out, like touching the bottom here, and it shouldn't. And once it touched the bottom, the angle was changed, right? And that's what was causing me to have that issue with the distances, right? With the focusing distances. It's okay. That's my daughter sneaking upstairs. So that's what was causing the issue with my focusing distances. but I managed to fix it. And you know what, I'm gonna show you the other cameras and show you, compare it with this one, and you'll notice the difference once I show it to you. Okay, so I have the perfect example here. Take a good look. Take a good look at this one. Just notice how the mirror like touches the bottom here, and compare it to this one. Let me just do this, and can you see the difference? You can see the gap right there, but you cannot see the gap over here, because here the mirror is really touching the bottom there. Here it's not, because here it's actually put in properly. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. I'm just gonna lift this up slightly, and the little pin that I'm talking about, that I'm referring to, it's really hard to see, but it's, let me see if I can get this in the light. It's almost impossible to see, but it's actually in right at the corner here, and that's where the mirror is hooked on. To put it back on is simple as just using a flat head, tiny little screwdriver like this, just to pry it a little bit and let it sit onto the pin. And that's what I'm gonna do now. Once I do that, the mirror will be fixed like I fixed it for the other one. So I'm gonna do that right now. I'm just gonna pry it up a bit. Flap. Oh, I got it in. I got it in, guys. I just got it in. And now, I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but this is gonna be hard to see. But somewhere over there, there's a pin right at the corner there. That's the mirror is now sitting on that pin properly. And once you do that, you notice that there's now a separation between the bottom here and the top of that mirror. And now I'm gonna flip, make sure it doesn't fall out. So I'm gonna turn this back on, and see, it's working. Increase the shutter speed a bit. Let me check that, make sure it's still sitting. Yep, it's still working. And now, once I did that, I can actually focus to infinity perfectly, you know? And I'm just checking the focusing distance of this curtain, right? Just about four feet away from me. And I focused it, and you can see that this says about almost four feet. If you look at the focusing distance, almost 4 feet. So that's accurate. Before, whenever I tried to focus at something like that, it would say 7 feet, it would say 8 feet, and I know that's not 7 feet away. And I checked it with my different lenses, and I was getting a similar result. So here's another tip for you. If you're having issues with your film cameras in terms of blurry images, and you're not sure what exactly or what the source is, it could be your mirror alignment. It could be your mirror alignment. So that's another tip for you guys out there. Check your mirror alignment. Check to make sure that the mirror itself is not out of place, really, because it could just be out of that pin. It could be not connected to that pin because somebody may have touched the mirror like I did. Somebody may have pushed the mirror and caused some issues. So that's another tip for you guys. Hey guys, so if you did enjoy this video, why don't you leave this video a like? And if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe to this channel. There's a lot of cool video ideas that I keep getting, and I'll be sharing lots of new experiences with you guys as I go deeper and deeper into this hobby of film photography. I hope you have a wonderful day, guys, and as always, stay safe.